Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video I want to talk about how the Ford F-150 Lightning is failing to sell. Now this video is going to be centered around the Lightning, but I also want to talk about the Ford Mustang Mach-E because that's another electric vehicle from Ford that is also failing to sell right now. But before we get into this video, as always, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's dive right into it. Well, now we are in my trusty internal combustion engine vehicle. It's actually not my vehicle, it's a demo from Honda, but regardless, we're going to use this little Honda to drive around this Ford lot and show you all of the Lightnings and Mustang Mach-E's that are currently for sale. And something that you have to remember to start off with is there is no such thing as ordering a Lightning or a Mustang Mach-E for dealer inventory. Every single one of the vehicles has to be special ordered by a customer. So if a dealership has a brand new Mustang Mach-E or a Lightning in inventory that is not sold, that is an order that someone backed out of. And if you don't believe me, let me show you. So here's this Lightning. This one is a Lariat and special order. Oh, would you look at that? It's another Lightning. Who would have thought? Oh man, Mustang Mach-E. Oh, here's another Mustang Mach-E. Oh, here is another one. And if you don't believe me, I think the window sticker's on this side. Oh, there's tons of glare, so it's gonna be hard to see, but special order. Again, every electric car from Ford is a special order. And so I guess if you want a Mustang Mach-E, well, pick your color at this point. And you know, I was about to start my next clip, but look, there's another Mustang Mach-E. It's like they're breeding. Oh my gosh, there's another one. Wait a second, let me pull up so I can get you guys a better shot. There's another one. Let's see what else we can find here. Oh, there's another Lightning. Just give me a second, we will pull around. Boom! Yet another Lightning. So at this point, I think you guys understand what I'm trying to say. And I did a quick check on AutoTrader before I made this video. And right now, there are over 1,000 Lightnings nationwide available for sale. Most of them available with immediate delivery, meaning that Ford built the truck, dropped it off at the dealership, and the customer backed out, and now you can go and pick up their truck. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting situation. Let's get into it. So as I was leaving the dealer lot, I saw even more Lightnings. So seriously, they are stacking up like crazy. But let's get into some numbers. So as of the end of 2022, Ford had delivered just over 15,000 brand new Lightnings. Now, Ford claims that they have about 200,000 Lightnings under reservation. So what that means is that Ford is saying that they have like 3 years worth of Lightning orders under reservation. So they're saying they're sold out for years. But again, 15,000 at the end of 2022. This is February of 2023. So let's assume that they've delivered another, you know, maybe let's just say 5,000. Just give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's say they delivered another 5,000 Lightnings in January of 2023. 20,000 Lightnings total. Let's just hypothetically say. Okay, so they've only delivered 10% of the total Lightnings that they claim are under reservation, and there are already over 1,000 Lightnings available for immediate delivery. So you know what that means is that means that they don't actually have 200,000 people worth of demand for the Lightning, because if they did, then all of these Lightnings would already be picked up by people that don't want to wait, right? Because what it would be is it would be a situation where, oh, hey, guess what? Great news. I know that you have a Lightning on order, but we have one that someone backed out of, and you can take delivery of it. And Ford dealers are doing this, and their customers are saying, we're not really interested. Now, I know at this point, some people might claim that it is car dealers' fault for causing this situation because the Lightning did happen to go through a time period where it was marked up quite a bit. But here's the deal. I've talked to several Ford dealers about the Lightning pricing situation, and all of them have told me that if it was a brand new Lightning that someone ordered, they didn't mark it up at all because Ford would literally penalize them for doing that. And so this is not because Ford dealers were marking up F-150 Lightnings, because with brand new orders, custom orders that people put in, they weren't getting marked up. Lightnings were getting marked up on the used market when people were flipping them. That's a completely different situation. And so this isn't Ford dealers to blame, because Ford dealers were selling Lightnings at MSRP without any markup, which is what Ford intended. So if it's not car dealerships to blame for this Lightning situation, then what is it? Well, first off, part of it is the car market, right? When people initially put in their reservations for F-150 Lightnings, we were in a completely different car market than we are today. The car market that was existing during Lightning reservation time was a market where people were paying MSRP for pretty much everything, and where interest rates on new cars was like 2%, right? And so everyone was like hyped up about buying everything because it's like you can't get anything and money's cheap, so why not buy stuff? Whereas now we're in a car market where interest rates are closer to like 6, 7, 8% on new cars, depending on your credit, could be even worse. And we're in a market where demand is diminishing on a very large scale. I mean, go to new car dealers and you can find plenty of inventory with not every single brand, but with most brands. And so the hype to buy new cars has diminished greatly compared to when people, were first able to put in their reservations for Lightning. So the market definitely is playing into this whole Lightning situation. Now, the next part of this Lightning situation is going to come down to Ford's pricing scheme with the Lightning. When the Lightning was first released, you could get a base model Lightning Pro for like $40,000. And then if you wanted to get like a super loaded up Lariat, which, super nice luxury truck, you're gonna spend about $80,000 on a Lightning. Well, now you guys saw on that window sticker, a Lariat's like $90,000, whereas a gas Lariat, you can buy one for like less than $70,000, okay? Big price swing there. And then the base model Lightning is now like $60,000. So Ford has increased the price on the Lightning by a massive amount. And so you combine the price increase with the fact that interest rates are much higher than when people initially ordered their Lightnings, and you can see why people would back on their order, because it's like, oh, I thought I was only, like if you ordered a Pro, you're like, oh, I thought I was going to spend $40,000 and get 2% interest. Now I'm going to have to spend $60,000, and you're telling me I'm going to have to pay 8% interest? No, you can keep your Lightning. Now, the next big part of the whole situation is the fact that Ford and other automakers are grossly overestimating electric vehicle demand. In 2022, there was about 14 million new vehicles sold, a little bit less than that. Only 800,000 of those were electric vehicles, which accounts for about 6% of the total car market. So like Ford and all these other automakers are diving full in on EVs and trying to push EVs really, really hard, and it only makes up currently 6% of the total market. Yes, it is a growing market, and I'm sure that it'll be more than 6% in 2023, maybe. Actually, I'm kind of starting to doubt that with all the pullback from EVs, but regardless, Ford definitely overestimated how many people actually wanted just an EV in general. Again, that's why the Mach-E is struggling to sell at this point, why people are backing out. And that's why the Lightning is struggling to sell, because there's only so many people that want to buy an EV, especially an electric truck. And that is actually a perfect transition to talk about the next big problem with the F-150 Lightning, and that's the fact that it's an electric pickup truck. Now, don't get me wrong, because the Lightning's an electric pickup truck, it's super quiet, it's super comfortable, the acceleration's amazing, and when you have a trailer behind the Lightning, because you get instant power and torque, it tows like a champ. But here's the deal, is the Lightning cannot tow the distance because it's an electric pickup truck. The fully loaded version of the Lightning, when it comes to range, has 320 miles of range without a load. Once you add a load behind the Lightning, we've all seen the YouTube videos, the Lightning drops down to having less than 100 miles of driving range, and that's in warm conditions. I've driven Lightnings in cold conditions, and you lose even more range. Like, I did the math, and if you were to tow with the Lightning in the wintertime, you're probably only gonna get like 30, 40 miles of driving range. That's not practical. Like, I guess you could tow down your neighborhood, but like, if you actually want to like go on a trip or something with the Lightning, especially in winter, you can't do anything. And then, the winter driving is another big issue with just every single electric car. Yes, you can have the vehicle plugged in all the time, so then the battery's already warm, so then you don't lose as much range, but you're still gonna lose range in the cold. And so, again, if we go back to the pickup truck practicality, this is a huge blow to the Lightning, because Ford marketed the Lightning as a practical electric pickup truck. That's what they marketed it as. And it can't actually do pickup truck stuff. If we compare to a gas-powered pickup truck, let's say that your gas-powered pickup truck without towing gets 15 miles per gallon. Then it'd be pretty safe to say that while towing a load, let's say 6,000 pounds, you're gonna be able to get, probably 10 miles per gallon. And let's say you have a 30-gallon fuel tank. Well, without towing, you're gonna be able to get 450 miles of range. While towing, you're gonna get 300 miles of range. And well, on top of that, gas stations are everywhere, so every 300 miles, you're gonna have to stop, fill up for gas, it's gonna take 5 minutes, and you'll be off on your way. Whereas again, with the Lightning, when you can only get like 70 miles of range, well, there aren't like if you go like out in the middle of nowhere, well, I shouldn't say out in the middle of nowhere, if you go on the interstate, there's not charging stations every 60, 70 miles. Like, there are stretches where you're not gonna see charging stations for far longer than that. And so the practicality just isn't there. And this is frankly in stark contrast to two other automakers that also make an electric pickup truck, Rivian and GM. With both of those automakers, they're not struggling to sell their electric pickup trucks, and that's because they were a little bit more honest with their, I shouldn't say honest, let's just say transparent. They're a little bit more transparent with their marketing. With Rivian, they market the R1T as this fun off-road adventure lifestyle electric pickup truck. And guess what? It does that. And then with the GMC Hummer EV, GM markets it as this crazy over-the-top massive battery pack, like just tank of a vehicle. And it's like a big status symbol. That's what they market it as. And guess what? That's exactly what the Hummer EV can do. And so, like, it makes sense as to why they're sold out, because they didn't market it as, oh, this is a practical truck that you can tow with and it's just as good as your ICE-powered truck. No, they didn't do that. They marketed the trucks as what they actually are. So in summary, Ford claims that they originally had about 200,000 reservations for the new F-150 Lightning. They've delivered about 10% of that so far. And about 10% of the delivered Lightnings weren't actually delivered because the customers are saying, I don't really want to take the Lightning. Again, that's based on how many brand new Lightnings you can find for sale right now. And I'm sure that number will only increase as time goes on because, again, there's just only so many uses for an electric pickup truck in today's world until battery technology improves to where you don't have to have a massive battery to get solid range, to where you can actually tow with the truck, like practically tow with it, unlike what we have currently. It's just, for pickup trucks, it's not going to make sense. And again, we're just seeing a huge pullback with EVs in general. Again, the Mustang Mach-E, that is more of like a lifestyle type vehicle, not selling. If you look at Kia, Hyundai, and Genesis, all of their EVs are now not selling at this point. But a big part of that is just because, well, the tax credit system definitely hurts them. But again, I'm not going to be shocked if I continue to see more and more of these EVs stack up on dealer lots that people aren't taking delivery of, because there's just only so much demand for EVs in today's market, and especially for an electric pickup truck. But I want you guys to let me know what you think about the Lightning, what you think about my analysis on the whole Lightning situation. Do you think I'm dead wrong? Do you think that, you know, the Ford F-150 Lightning is, you know, it's still a success, even though, like, again, the numbers, I feel like the numbers don't lie. When you have a product where you're supposed to sell hundreds of thousands of them, and you're already struggling to sell them when you're at 20,000 roughly, I don't know. I think that shows some issues with it. And so, yeah, like I said, let me know what you guys think, and let me know if you happen to be a Lightning reservation holder. I'd be really interested to hear from that. If you happen to be a Lightning reservation holder, and if you're not going to take delivery of your Lightning anymore, and why you're not going to take delivery of your Lightning. Is it because the price increase? Is it because of interest rates? Or is it because you realize that you can't use the Lightning as a pickup truck like you thought that you could, and so now you're instead going to get a regular ICE truck? And this is where I think that Ford should probably double down on production with that power boost, right? And then maybe they should look into building a plug-in hybrid truck, because, again, with current technology, I think that the power boost is amazing, and I think that a plug-in hybrid F-150 would be far better than the F-150 Lightning, and it would sell better because, again, you can actually practically use it. Anyways, that's going to sum things up. I'll see ya.